You know, there's something powerful, almost mesmerizing about a man who grows older and somehow becomes even more attractive. Not because he's chasing trends, not because he's trying to look young again, but because he's finally stepped into the kind of confidence that can't be faked, a confidence that only life experience can build. And today, I want to show you something that most people never talk about, the habits that make older men look hotter than ever, because it's not the wrinkles, the gray hair, or the number on the birthday cake that define a man's appeal. It's the way he carries himself, his discipline, his presence, his energy. The world loves to tell men that aging is a decline, but the truth is it can be your elevation, your prime, your most attractive chapter yet if you choose it. So let's talk about the habits that take an ordinary man and turn him into the kind of man people can't help but notice. Number 5, the groom gentleman habit. Mastered grooming is one of those habits that doesn't just make an older man look better, it transforms the way people feel around him. Because grooming is not just about looking neat. It's about announcing to the world, without saying a single word, that you respect yourself, that you value your presence, and that you've taken time to sharpen the details that most men ignore. And when a man pays attention to the details, oh, trust me, people notice, they feel it, they feel you. You see, as men age, grooming stops being optional. It becomes a superpower. The difference between an older man who looks tired and an older man who looks magnetic often comes down to the smallest things: his beard lines, his hairstyle, the way his skin looks, the freshness of his scent. These are tiny details, but together they create a powerful presence, a presence that says, I'm intentional with who I am. And intention, that's attractive on a whole new level. Picture this. An older man walks into a room. His beard is shaped, his hair is neat, his skin looks healthy, and he smells clean, not overly perfumed, just naturally put together. You can't help but look twice. Not because he's the youngest or the flashiest, but because he's polished. He looks like a man who hasn't given up on himself, a man who knows his worth. This is the energy that grooming creates, quiet confidence, timeless appeal. And the best part, mastered grooming isn't about spending hours in front of a mirror. It's about consistency. It's about having a routine that keeps you at your best. A skincare routine, even a simple one, can take years off your face, not by removing age, but by enhancing maturity, hydrated skin, trimmed nose and ear hair, clean nails, controlled eyebrows. These things matter far more than most men realize, because when you look well maintained, people instantly assume you're disciplined, stable, and self-aware. They see a man who takes pride in being himself, and pride is attractive. Even something as simple as getting a haircut every 2 to 3 weeks can change your entire vibe. The right haircut doesn't just sit on your head. It frames your face, defines your jawline, and strengthens your presence. A well-maintained beard can add depth and masculinity, but only if it's shaped, cleaned, and softened. A messy beard doesn't make a man look rugged. It makes him look careless. A groomed beard, though, that makes him look powerful, mature, and irresistibly put together. And let's talk about fragrance. Not loud, aggressive sprays that choke the room. No, older men look hotter with subtle scents, clean scents, warm scents that make people lean in just a little closer without even realizing why. The kind of scent that lingers softly, making people think, whoa, he smells good. Because scent isn't decoration, it's identity, it's presence. Grooming is the habit that takes you from looking older to looking distinguished, from looking ordinary to looking unforgettable, from being overlooked to being admired. When you master grooming, you don't just look hotter, you feel hotter. And that feeling changes everything. Number 4, the strong posture routine. Commanding posture is one of those silent, powerful signals that instantly separates an ordinary man from a man who looks strong, attractive, and undeniably magnetic. And the crazy part, most men don't even realize how much their posture is affecting the way the world sees them. Because posture isn't just about standing straight, it's about the energy you project the moment you enter a room. It's the first thing people notice before your face, before your clothes, before your words. Posture speaks, and it speaks loudly. Imagine an older man walking with his shoulders slightly rounded, neck forward, steps hesitant. He may have a great personality. He may even look good, yet something feels off. Now picture the same man, but with his shoulders slightly back, chest open, chin level, movements controlled and intentional. Suddenly, he looks more confident, more powerful, and yes, way more attractive. The difference is massive. And it's not the body changing, it's the message he's sending. People are naturally drawn to confidence. They feel safe around it, inspired by it, and pulled toward it. And confidence starts with how you carry yourself. When an older man stands tall, he gives off an energy that says, I'm still here. I'm strong. I'm not fading. I'm rising. That energy is magnetic. It makes people look twice without even knowing why. It makes a simple walk look like a statement. It makes a simple conversation feel grounded and intentional. And let's be honest, posture isn't only about looking good in public. It's about feeling strong within yourself. When you stand tall, something shifts inside you. You breathe better. You think clearer. You feel more in control. You stop shrinking into the background and start taking up the space you deserve. That internal change is what makes the external look so powerful, because people don't just see your posture, they feel your presence. Over time, Many men let age pull their posture downward. Office chairs, stress, routines, fatigue, it all stacks up. But the men who look hotter with age are the ones who fight back, the ones who stretch, train their back and core, practice walking with intention, and remind themselves, I'm not going to collapse into myself. A strong posture is a daily decision, a decision that says you're still in command of your body, your life, and your spirit. Think about how much more attractive a man looks when he sits with confidence, when he doesn't fidget, when he moves with purpose. Think about how different he seems when he looks people in the eye instead of looking down. These are tiny adjustments, but they transform your entire presence. They make people respect you more. They make you look sharper, stronger, and emotionally grounded. Commanding posture is not about trying to look dominant. It's about allowing your true strength to show. It's about letting the world see the man you've grown into, not the man you're hiding behind. When an older man stands with intention, he looks like a man who's lived, learned, and risen above. He looks experienced, unshaken, and incredibly attractive. And the moment you shift your posture, you shift your energy. And when your energy changes, everything around you changes with it. Number 3, the effortless style habit. Refined style sense is one of those things that instantly makes an older man stand out, not because he's trying too hard, not because he's chasing trends, but because he finally understands what truly works for him. And when a man dresses with intention, something powerful happens. People notice him differently. They look at him with a kind of quiet admiration, wondering, how does he pull that off so effortlessly? Because style isn't about buying expensive clothes. It's about shaping a presence that feels sharp, mature, and undeniably attractive. There's something incredibly appealing about a man who knows how to dress his age while still looking modern, clean, and confident. A man who isn't trying to look younger, but instead is embracing his maturity with taste. And trust me, this is where older men have a massive advantage. Younger men copy trends. Older men refine them, and refinement, that's where the real attractiveness begins. Picture an older man walking into a room wearing a perfectly fitted shirt, clean shoes, a simple watch, colors that complement his skin tone, and clothes that actually match his personality. Not loud, not desperate for attention, just polished. Instantly, he looks more put together, more powerful, more magnetic. This is the magic of style that fits your identity instead of fighting against it. And let's be honest, too many men grow older but keep dressing like they did in their 20s. Oversized shirts, baggy jeans, outdated sneakers, and then they wonder why they don't feel attractive. But the moment they upgrade their wardrobe, even just a little, something changes: slimmer fits, cleaner colors, minimal accessories, timeless pieces. Suddenly, they look years younger, not because the clothes hide their age, but because the clothes highlight their strength. Refined style is about knowing that the smallest details matter. A well-fitted blazer can elevate your entire frame. A crisp t-shirt paired with clean trousers can make you look effortlessly stylish. Even the shoes. Oh yes, shoes say everything. You can tell a man's discipline, taste, and personality from the shoes he chooses. And when an older man pays attention to those details, it adds a level of sophistication that is impossible to ignore. And here's something people rarely say out loud: style affects your confidence. When you wear clothes that fit you right, your posture changes, your walk changes, your energy shifts. You feel like the best version of yourself, and people can feel that energy when you stand next to them. The right outfit doesn't just make you look good, it makes you feel good. And that feeling radiates. Refined style is not about dressing rich. It's about dressing right, dressing with intention, dressing in a way that honors the man you have become. When an older man carries himself in well-chosen, well-fitted clothing, he sends a silent message: I know who I am. And nothing is more attractive than a man who understands his own identity and expresses it through his style. This habit doesn't just make older men look hotter, it makes them unforgettable. Number 2, the calm confidence practice. Unshakable confidence is the habit. Doesn't just make an older man look hotter. It makes him ungettable. Confidence isn't loud. It isn't arrogant. And it isn't about overpowering others. True confidence is quiet. It lives in the way a man speaks, the way he listens, the way he moves, and the way he holds his space without needing to prove anything. And the beautiful thing, older men have lived enough life to earn that kind of calm self-assurance. When they embrace it, it becomes one of the most attractive qualities they can ever possess. Think about it for a moment. When a man is young, he's still figuring himself out. He's unsure, he's chasing validation, he's trying to impress everyone around him. But an older man, someone who has experienced wins, failures, heartbreak, growth, he carries a maturity that says, I know who I am, and that energy, that steady, grounded energy is magnetic. You can feel it when he walks into a room. You can feel it when he sits across from you. He doesn't rush, he doesn't panic, he doesn't compete. He simply is. And that presence draws people in without him even trying. Unshakable confidence comes from acceptance of your past, your mistakes, your strengths, your flaws. A man looks hotter when he stops running from himself and starts standing firmly in who he has become. That Honesty with himself creates a natural charisma that nothing else can replicate. It's the kind of energy where people lean in when he speaks, where they trust his judgment, where they feel calmer just being around him. That is the power of a man who isn't fighting to be someone else. And here's the part that keeps people glued to the screen. Confidence makes a man glow differently with age. While others shrink because they fear getting older, the confident man rises. He embraces his experience. He embraces his wisdom. He embraces his growth. He doesn't wish to be younger. He stands tall in the man he is now. And that self-respect radiates from him in everything he does. Even the way he says no carries weight. Even the way he smiles feels intentional. People sense that he has boundaries, self-control, and direction. And boundaries, believe it or not, are incredibly attractive. Unshakable confidence shows up in the small things too. The way he makes eye contact without being intimidating. The way he speaks with clarity instead of rushing his words. The way he can hold silence without feeling the need to fill it. The way he handles challenges with composure instead of exploding in anger. These little habits add up and create an aura of emotional strength that younger men often haven't developed yet. And the best part, confidence is not about perfection. It's about being comfortable with imperfection. When an older man can laugh at himself, when he can admit he doesn't know everything, when he can stay calm under pressure, it shows emotional maturity, and emotional maturity is unbelievably attractive. It tells the world that he's not fragile, he's not insecure, he's not pretending. He's real, he's steady, he's dependable. Unshakable confidence makes people trust you, respect you, and admire you all at the same time. And when a man carries that kind of energy, his age doesn't make him less attractive, it makes him irresistible. Number one, the emotional intelligence upgrade. High emotional intelligence is one of those traits that makes an older man unbelievably attractive, not because it's flashy, not because it's obvious, because it completely changes the way people feel when they're around him. Emotional intelligence is the ability to stay calm, to understand emotions, your own and others, and to respond with maturity instead of impulse. And when an older man masters this, his presence becomes something people crave. They feel safe with him. They feel understood. They feel seen. And trust me, feeling seen is more attractive than any muscles, any outfit, any hairstyle. There is something mesmerizing about a man who doesn't explode when life gets stressful, who doesn't panic when something goes wrong, who doesn't let anger control him. Instead, he pauses, he thinks, he responds with clarity. That calm energy can shift the entire atmosphere in a room. Younger men often react fast. They're emotional, intense, quick to defend their ego. But an emotionally intelligent older man knows how to breathe, process, and choose his response. That alone makes him look powerful, grounded, and incredibly desirable. People can feel emotional intelligence. You notice it when he listens without interrupting, when he gives thoughtful advice instead of judging, when he understands your feelings even when you struggle to explain them. He doesn't dominate conversations, he elevates them. He doesn't make everything about himself. He creates space for others to express themselves. And this kind of presence, it draws people in, because emotional intelligence isn't just a skill, it's a form of emotional leadership. It makes others feel protected and valued. Imagine sitting with a man who doesn't dismiss your emotions, who doesn't mock your vulnerability, who doesn't respond with sarcasm or irritation. Imagine a man who says, I hear you, tell me more. That kind of emotional maturity is rare, and when an older man has it, it becomes one of the most attractive things about him. Women feel safer. Men respect him more. People trust him without even knowing why. He becomes a silent anchor everywhere he goes. Emotional intelligence also makes a man look more composed. He handles criticism without breaking. He handles disagreements without yelling. He handles challenges without losing himself. This kind of emotional control doesn't make him cold. It makes him wise. It shows that he has lived enough life to understand what truly matters and what doesn't. It shows that he can rise above chaos instead of drowning in it, and rising above. That's attractive. What really keeps viewers hooked is knowing this. Emotional intelligence is what makes a man unforgettable long after the first impression fades. Looks can fade, style can change, but emotional depth, that stays. That's what keeps relationships strong, conversations meaningful, and connections real. Emotional intelligence makes an older man feel richer in personality, calmer in energy, and deeper in soul. It's the habit that makes him not just attractive, but magnetic. A man with emotional intelligence doesn't just age, he evolves. He becomes a better communicator, a better partner, a better leader, a better human. And that growth, that emotional strength is what makes him hotter with every passing year. And there you have it, 5 habits that don't just make older men look hotter, but make them stronger, sharper, more magnetic versions of themselves. Because real attraction isn't about chasing youth. It's about embracing maturity with pride. When a man carries grooming, posture, style, confidence, and emotional intelligence into his daily life, he becomes the kind of man people can't ignore, the kind of man who stands out without trying. So if you want to age like fine wine, start now, build these habits, live them, and watch how the world starts seeing you and treating you very differently.